Great moments are born from great opportunity.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Average Joe's wins in a shocking upset.
I feel shocked.
You suck compared to me.
So you guys are two prep school white guys to podcast.
We are underdogs.
They stay ready, so you don't have to get ready.
I haven't even told anybody this. This is kind of crazy.
Robinson for three.
Should I intro or should we just take it from here?
I think we can just roll
Yeah,
it
we
if
just
you
take
want.
it.
We'll give you a nice little intro into the episode.
Yeah. I mean, we
Break
got
down
Big
your
DawsTV
accolades.
here in the building.
What up? What up?
Many know him as Fake Klay. I mean, do you prefer that name or
No, dude. BigDawsTV. You know, a lot of people think that all I do is Fake Klay.
Right.
Really?
That you're a one-hit wonder.
Yeah,
But you got a
yeah.
lot more to your bag.
No,
than
dude.
that.
Yeah, check the resume.
Been doing this a long time. So.
Dude, you said you own like 7 businesses.
Yeah, I do. So started off with the YouTube. Started that like 10 years ago. And, you know, it's kind of evolved into that over the years where I'm like, you know, I don't want to be doing like pranks when I'm like 40 years old. So I started a bunch of other stuff and, you know, do a little bit of everything.
Have you been told that you look like Klay Thompson for a while?
So the first Klay video, I think I did that when I had like around 3 million subs, and people would be commenting all the time, like, dude, you look like Klay Thompson, you look like Klay Thompson. So I was like, well, shit, like I'm getting so many comments, I'm just gonna make a video on it. That was like so there was that one 4 years ago that went super viral, and there was even like 2 before it. So I've done like 4, I think.
The picture of you behind the bench, and it's like a shot of Steve Kerr.
Dude, and I'm doing exactly what he's doing.
You're giving the threes. That should be in a museum somewhere.
It really should.
It really
I need
should.
to get that one framed.
Or at least framed in your office. Like, that's a fact. That definitely, the fact that it's not already is just a catastrophe.
I 100% agree.
Because I honestly thought, with all due respect, I looked into it after like your original viral moment 4 years ago and saw that you did the YouTube stuff, but I just thought you were really playing the long game. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of look like Klay Thompson, so this is just a long game play to find my way on the Chase Center floor or Oracle floor. You know what I mean?
It's been in the works this whole time.
Exactly.
You know? The funny thing is, like, because you know the whole Fake Klay just happened recently. Like, I hadn't done anything Klay Thompson related in 4 years. And, you know, I thought I was done, but I was like, okay, they're in the finals. Like, this could be a perfect moment to just strike.
Well, it was perfect, too, because he's been out. Like, we haven't seen Klay Thompson.
I was like, I thought about doing some stuff, like walking around in crutches and stuff during his injury, but I'm like, you know, I don't really want to, you know, do that.
That's like bad juju, too.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you don't really want to do that. Yeah.
So, you know, he had his big return this year, and I was like, at some point this season, I should probably do something. And I was like, I'm just gonna wait. You know, I'm gonna see how far they get in the playoffs, and once they're in the final, it's like, all right, we're doing it.
Were there like failed attempts like leading up to it, like stuff that just never got put out there because no.
Everything
When you strike, you make it happen.
Anything I've done is Klay has been like the easiest thing I've ever done.
So what's the breaking point then? They're in the finals, and you're just like, it's now or never.
Yeah, I didn't have a trip planned until like a couple of days before, and I was like, you know what, I would like to do something. I don't know how many games we're gonna go to, so I was like, this could be the last game in San Fran, because I wanted to do it at a home game. So I was like, you know, let's book the flights, book the hotel tickets, and let's go. So we went, and I filmed the video 2 days before. We went a couple of days before the game. I always like to try to get a couple videos when I go on trips, you know, with traveling and everything. So we bought 100 pairs of Jordans, gave them all out in Oakland, which was a lot of fun.
Legendary.
So we did that video, and then I had a barber come over after that, shave my face to look like Klay. Because, you know, I look like Klay, but I really don't. Like, if I do the beard and the hair right, you know, I can resemble him enough to where, you know, I could get by. But I don't think I even look that much like him.
It is an interesting lesson in how little fans know.
Or
Like
security.
Security.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
The fact that you pull up to a game in his jersey, why? Like, players don't show up to games. Like, the video of you in the convertible, that was 4 years ago, right?
That's the old
Because you're
one.
going into Oracle.
Full uniform.
And security is just like giving you the wave, like, go for
Klay.
30 tonight,
Yep.
like, go off.
Put up 30 points today. All right, I will.
Yo, we're getting through.
And I'm like, I'm watching this, and I'm like incredulous. Like, how are these people? This man is wearing his jersey into the arena. But then again, Klay shows up on bikes and stuff.
True.
So
Yeah,
like,
he does weird shit.
if anyone was gonna do it, I guess it would be Klay.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
perfect.
I
It-
just
does
that
it
was
make-
mind blowing.
Does it make you think less of your
I mean, absolutely.
NBA
NBA security. Yeah. Like, what are we
Well,
doing?
let me ask you this: how would you feel if someone was impersonating you? Someone, would
I
it
would
weird
be-
you out? I feel like he's weirded out by it.
I would be cool with it. I think it's like flattering, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, I was disappointed, to be honest with you, with his response. I thought he would give you
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
because he had the play stupid games, win stupid
Yeah.
prizes, and I'm like, dude, this guy just pulled off the unthinkable. Like, you got to show him some love. Like,
Yeah, where's his flowers?
Like, invite him to dinner or something. I don't
know,
know, like
something.
something. I felt that way. I mean, I don't know. I
A
guess
lot of
maybe
people
it's-
were upset because he hasn't, commented on it at all over the years. And yeah, someone asked him. I can't remember what company or what site did the article on that, but he was like, he kind of took like a. He didn't go either way because first he was like, "Oh man, poor guy, just trying to get some good content," and then he's like, "Play stupid games, win stupid prizes." So a lot of people were pissed about that. Like people were making memes and putting blonde hair on him and calling him Karen Thompson and stuff.
Oh man,
And people were like, I think the company like took the article down after 10 minutes of posting it. So then there's only quotes out there now. But I don't blame him. The guy's just trying to play basketball. So
right. I see that side of it.
There's both sides, but yeah, Klay, let's meet up for dinner. Come on, man.
Hash it out.
Don't be an asshole.
Can we? Can we go chronologically through the day?
Yes.
Just because I'm fascinated by it.
Yes.
So you show up to the arena. What's your game plan when
Okay, so I went early. So we woke up, 8 o'clock. We're staying, pretty close to the arena. I have my 2 camera guys. One of them goes to get a pair of Jordans because if you notice in the video when I'm doing the shoot around, I'm wearing Vans. So I was like, I came super unprepared. And, dude, in the elevator that morning, I was talking to my other camera guy, Star, and I was like, dude, this video, like, we're not going to really try. Like, the whole thing was, like, we're just going to make a fun vlog. I was like, I don't want to put a lot of effort into this. I don't want to make a big deal out of it. Like, we're just going to make a fun little vlog, enjoy the game. It'll just be like a low-key video. And he was just like, watch this be your biggest video ever. And it's not my biggest video ever, but it was way bigger than what I thought. So we go to the Chase Center, and like I said, one guy's getting shoes. We're going to the Chase Center because I don't even have like an updated jersey or anything like that. Like I have the one from 4 years ago, and the logos and patches are all different. So we get there. Right when we get there, there's not even hardly anyone out, and people start swarming us, asking for pictures and autographs, thinking that I'm Klay, walking around.
That's the other thing. Like fans, like why
Yes.
would Klay Thompson just be walking around the Chase Center in a jersey?
in the morning, right? You're there at
Yeah, it's just 10 in the morning by the
10
time
a.m.
we're there.
That's
And so I have white Vans on with high Nike socks, the game shorts, and I'm wearing a hoodie because Klay's got the fro right now. So that's why I was wearing the hoodie because,
Smart.
I tried to do my hair like that. It just didn't work. So I
Right.
just had the headband, the hoodie, all that. So we get there and we're walking around and I'm like, all right, we need to find the team shop. So after, signing autographs and pictures, I'm looking for the team shop. And we're walking and I see the sign and it says media and team members entrance. And I was like, So I walk up to the door just to check it out. And you can see this in the video and you hear it just go unlock
Just
and the
click.
doors just open. It was like heaven's gates just opening. Like I didn't like go up and like test the door. Like it just.
Yo.
So I didn't say anything to my camera guy, but he just followed me. He's rolling the whole time, and we just, it's all on video. Like we just walk right through. We go through security. There was a lady in the front. There was a lady that led us through security. And then there was another thing behind it where the other gates opened, and there was another security guard. We go underneath, and I'm not sure if this part's in the video, but we were walking around for like 5 minutes in the tunnel, and there's like all this media stuff and cameras and. We didn't know where we were going, obviously. So I was like, dude, like we could go in the locker room, we could go to the court. Like I'm freaking out at this point because I'm like,
can tell.
I don't know what to do. Like my eyes are bugging out of my head.
because none of this was planned. Like you
Right.
didn't think you're
And
getting
my
in the-
wife even commented on that. She's like, I never see you get like phased in your videos or see you like, you don't ever seem like you're nervous. She's like, you were freaking out. I was like, yes. I was like, because I wasn't prepared for any of
Yeah.
this.
You're like given this incredible opportunity.
Yes.
And you're like, how do I maximize?
I'm like, what do I
this?
do? My
Right.
heart's just like pounding. So I'm like, all right, I feel like, going in the locker room would be a little much. Like, that's really intruding on people's space. Like, I don't know if, there's dudes in the shower. I don't know. Do NBA players shower together?
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so, I don't know what to expect
you don't
or
wanna
what to
walk
walk in on at this point.
Because then you have to get in the shower as
Yeah,
Klay.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Let's just walk this way. I see the opening to the court. I was like, this is it. We're going on the court. So there's one last security guard, walk right past her. And we go out on the court, and they're doing. I think it was the camera crew was doing like their
testing run
they're running through. They're all on the court. I see a ball, and then I see Pilo, the rapper. He's a rapper from the Bay, and he was doing. I think he was doing the halftime performance. So
Like
he
a
was
sound
doing
check or something?
a little warm up type deal, and I just see a ball. I just take the ball, start dribbling. As soon as I start dribbling, everyone just clears off the court. And I just have it to myself. I just go up, shoot a layup, shoot another shot, and I'm just like, dude, I'm fully playing in the NBA right now. So I was just throwing up shots for at least 10 minutes.
You must have shot it well.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
dude, not going to lie, the NBA three-point line is way
deep,
further out than I thought.
It's deep.
It's deep, bro.
It's
It's
deep,
like
yeah.
high school half court.
But the clips are like you're just wetting it. Like
I
just
was,
over.
I did edit myself to look good, of
yeah.
course.
Okay.
Got
What
it.
would you
Optimistic.
expect?
Makes sense.
Yeah, I threw up a lot of bricks.
But you have to make enough where people aren't asking
I
questions.
mean, hey, I was still splashing. Like the ball wasn't hitting the rim when I was making it.
Right.
You know, so
I love it, man.
those rims make you look good though when you hit a clean shot. It just
So did people like at some point people realize?
yes. So there's the part where I airballed the layup. So everyone's like, "How'd you airball a layup?" We're like, "That's what threw you off." It's because I saw there was two. They weren't even Warriors players, but they were. I think I noticed one of them. It was like I want to say it was the dude that played for North Carolina with the long red hair and the beard. Do you know what I'm talking about? This year in the national championship.
Oh, Brady Manning.
Oh yeah, Brady Manick. Yeah.
I feel like he was in a Warriors uniform with another guy.
Why
I don't
would he
know,
be
dude.
there?
That's
would
what
be
I'm
weird.
wondering. I'm like, I don't know if like what happened. He's not in the NBA yet, but there's two dudes in Warriors uniform. One of them looked like that guy, and
In like a game uniform.
yeah,
I'm gonna guess it wasn't him, but maybe.
we got to look into this.
Watch him
breaking
get
news.
drafted.
We got to
tonight
look
by-
into this.
by the-
But
by the Warriors.
yeah, I don't know. So I saw two guys that looked like they played for the Warriors, but I didn't recognize either of them as Warriors players. And then three security guards all coming down the stairs from the top, out of the corner of my eye when I was going for that layup. And I was like, so I airballed it, I grabbed it, and I look at my camera guy, and I'm like, time to go.
You could tell time was
So
up.
we start going out, and that's when they yelled at us like, "Excuse me, do you have any credentials, anything?" I'm just like, "No." Like they just let us through, and so they escorted us out. They were super cool. The security was super cool.
They
about it.
seemed like to get a kick out of it.
Yeah,
in
they
the
were-
video,
they
they're
were laughing
laughing. The
and-
security guard sort of like gives you a punch, like a playful.
Yeah, but they were
punch.
also like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, like but
Yeah.
it's that realization for them of like, oh, we fucked this up.
Yeah, which hopefully no one got in trouble. But at the end of the day, like if you don't know like who you're protecting, like maybe you're not the best at your job.
Yeah, well, I think that's what this all comes down to, right? Is because like, have you been refunded by the way for your
No.
tickets? Did you see the ban getting lifted?
Probably not.
Because I
I
think
think they hate my guts.
Well, that's what
Really?
this comes down to, though, is these people just let you in.
Right.
As you're walking in, they're waving at you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get a win tonight, Klay.
Yeah.
So your argument is, look, I didn't.
I didn't
Anybody
I
would have done
claim-
exactly what you
I-
did if they were in your shoes. They
Yeah.
would have taken advantage of
Exactly.
it.
I didn't ever claim to be Klay Thompson.
Right. It wasn't identity theft.
No, I never said I'm Klay Thompson. Here's my card.
Right.
What an interesting moral debate. You
Yeah.
know?
I can see both sides. I can see why they banned me because I've done this twice now, and they probably want it to stop.
Right.
So like I get that side of it. I'm not upset. Like, do I think I should be banned? No, maybe suspended. I would even sign something that says I'll never do this again, or
Right, right.
like we could work something out.
But
But
let
I
me
don't- I don't
back in.
think- What's
Yeah.
that?
Let me back in the
Yeah.
chaser and let me go to a
Exactly.
game as a
So
fan.
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna unban me. Like they were getting pretty torn up. Like everyone commenting on the Warriors and the Chase Center. Like everyone's like free Fake Klay. There's one before Klay won the championship, his most recent picture at that time. There was like I think 3,000 comments on it. Every single comment, if you scrolled for 15 minutes, you couldn't find a comment that didn't say free Fake Klay.
That's great.
You got posters at the parade.
Dude, yeah, I saw that. That was
Really?
hilarious.
Yes.
There was
Oh.
an interview of Steve Kerr, and there's a guy behind him that's holding a sign that says free Fake Klay.
Now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. I'll tell you what, Dave, life can be overwhelming and many people are burned out without even knowing it. Some of these symptoms can include a lack of motivation, maybe some irritability, fatigue, and there's so much more. We associate burnout with work, but that's not the only cause. And our roles in life can lead to us feeling this type of burned out. I know I feel that in many different cases, whether it be with my work life, with my social life, or somewhere in between. But BetterHelp has a solution for you. It's online therapy, and it wants to remind you to prioritize your health. It's all about linking you with a professional who can help talk you through these types of issues, which so often tend to arise in the day-to-day life of all of us.
We were just talking about this at dinner. I think our generation is more accustomed to the idea of therapy. They're like more open to it. But a lot of people still, there's some stigma associated with it. There is nothing healthier you can do than sit down with someone who's trained, professional. It can help you work through whatever you're going through in your life, positive or negative. I think it's very important to have somebody to be able to talk about these things with.
Couldn't agree with you more, Dave. And BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. And I got great news for you, Dave. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/LS. That's betterhelp.com/LS. Dave, it's heating up outside, and when it comes to stylish essentials for the summer, there's nothing better than Mack Weldon. They got a plethora of options, from polos to shorts to swimwear. Whatever you're doing, whatever summer activity you might have on deck, maybe a barbecue, maybe a little golf round, maybe just going to work and you want to just do a little bit more casual, they got it all. And it's comfortable, breezy, easy. And did I mention that it's incredibly stylish?
You did mention that, and I will say, Dunk, I'm really leaning into my golf game this summer.
Love that for you, Dave.
It's very important that I feel comfortable out there because my game's not that tight. But in the Mack Weldon Polo, I feel like I'm dressed for success. Look good, feel good, play good. It's sort of been my motto. Two other must-haves for the season, and by season I mean beach season or pool season, whatever you're into.
Lake season.
Or lake season. Yeah. It could be lake season. You got to check out their board shorts and swim trunks, a combo of performance stretch and slick design. They're great gear for when you're taking time off.
I love that. I actually haven't had a chance to try the board shorts yet, but man, I cannot wait to get my hands on them. Check out Mack Weldon for yourself and save 20% on your first order. That's a nice little deal, Dave. 20%. Visit MackWeldon.com/LS and enter promo code LS. Again, that's MackWeldon.com/LS and enter promo code LS for 20% off. That's if you spend $100, save $20. That's a great deal. Stock up on the warm weather essentials you've been missing out on. How does a lifetime ban get issued to you? Like, you just find out about that, or do they send it to you directly?
Towards the end of the video, there was a guy in a suit. The vice president of security came up and personally served me because I was there doing like autographs and pictures and stuff before the game because I was planning going into the game, and they came out and they found me and they personally served me a letter.
At that point, when you're like, people are taking pictures, they know that you're Fake Klay, right?
No.
They still think you're real Klay.
Yes.
Bro, right outside the arena.
Yeah.
People like,
I
"You're
was
my
I was
favorite player."
eating a hot dog that I bought from one of the street vendors, and I had a line of 10 people waiting for autographs. And I'm just, this is an hour before the game, dude.
And people
And
really
people think I'm
you're
in my
Klay
uniform
Thompson.
eating a hot dog outside the stadium.
Dude, you got it. His autograph, your autograph of Klay
Yep.
is just like a 5th grader writing Klay. It's like, no, it's hilarious.
It's
so he's
bad.
signing people's phones. you're
Yeah,
signing,
and the thing is, I don't do actual autographs because I don't want to make it seem like
It's legit.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I just
You
write
just Klay.
just
Klay.
Klay. And
It's not a signature. It's just,
in print.
it's print.
Klay.
Dude, that's hilarious.
But yes, an hour before the game,
Unbelievable.
you're signing phones, you're signing T-shirts,
Uh-huh.
you're signing arms.
Yep.
It's insane.
I felt bad about some of them. Like there were some like old school like sick ass Warriors jackets that I signed. And I was like, oh man, this is a sick jacket. But I'm
But
not gonna not sign it.
Even if they find out it's not real Klay, it's
It's
fake
just
Klay.
as valuable.
Yeah,
I'm
dude,
gonna
you're
say-
a
It might be
legend.
more
It
valuable.
really,
I don't know.
honestly, probably
You
is.
probably
There's-
sell that online.
There's so
Seriously.
many Klay Thompson signatures out there between all the Panini deals.
Yeah,
this, that,
exactly.
There's not a lot of fake Klay ones
Exactly,
out there.
dude. From the one I did 4 years ago, I took the jersey that I wore in the video. I signed my signature on it, and then I put it in my store. Someone bought it for $500.
Dude, that's amazing.
So there's some value there. I don't know.
That's insane. Are there any? And you probably don't want to give away too much, but are there any other like NBA related, any other content that you want to try to pursue?
Well, so I'm getting some other players are offering to fly me out for like Pat
I
Beverly.
saw that.
He offered to fly me out and sit courtside for one of the games when the Warriors play there next year, which we'll see by the time that rolls around. It probably won't happen.
We'll push it.
The Nets owner was like, if they don't want you in Golden State, come to Brooklyn. Which if I could just get like a 1 day or even a 10-day NBA contract, like that would be a dream come true. Just to say I was officially in the NBA, because technically I did play in the NBA Finals. So
Right?
if I could make it
warm-up.
official though, that would be sick. That'd be a
Dude,
dream come true.
that would be. I love the idea of you sitting courtside when the Warriors.
Yeah,
come
it's
to
got
town
to shake 'em,
to
you
play
know?
the Timberwolves.
Well, dude, I was hoping. So I started rooting for Boston after I got banned, and I was hoping that Boston would win so I could go to the parade, and I was gonna get like a full Celtics uniform, but do it custom, so it's like 11 and Thompson, but
there you go.
Celtics version. I think the people in Boston would have loved that.
Yeah, people in
But-
Boston are
Did
crazy.
you think about going to the Warriors parade?
I did. I tried to rent a double-decker bus, and I was gonna put like 40 people on the top, and we were all gonna get like champagne and the goggles and like a fake trophy and sneak into the parade. But I couldn't get all the logistics done in time.
So you were actually trying to
Yes.
bring your
I
own.
was DMing all these companies and calling them all these double-decker bus companies in San Francisco. I couldn't lock one in. I would have paid $10,000 for a bus for the day. I couldn't get it.
Did you like let them know your plans of like we're trying to?
I didn't even get to that point.
didn't
There
even
was
get to
no
that point.
responses.
Yeah, that's a tough bit right there.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It
that
was
would have
just too
been
last minute.
just incredible.
Can you imagine?
content.
Because I feel like that would have worked too.
Yeah, 100%. You would have popped. You would have popped up.
And imagine Clay looks over, I'm on this bus.
Have you heard from anyone in the franchise or the?
Nope, nothing from anybody. Actually, other than Klay Thompson's dad tweeted out that he's ready to adopt me. That's about as
Oh, that's
close as it
heartwarming.
gets. Yeah, so Clay's dad is.
I mean,
Seems
you
like a
fit
good man.
right in with the family.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Exactly.
look obviously like Klay, but Michael, like down the line, like
Yep.
you could seamlessly fit into that family.
Imagine we just have a Christmas photo.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm just in it.
Oh my gosh.
That's good stuff. So you're down here in Miami. You have some other content that you're trying to film. Is it just like a constant grind of like trying to come up with new ideas?
It is.
It's just I just got to imagine because there's no like set schedule to like the YouTube stuff.
Right.
I know you do much more than just the YouTube, but like you're just constantly trying to push the boundaries of like what you can do and how you can draw people in.
Yeah, man. I mean, you said it perfectly. Like, there's no set schedules, so it's really like about how hard you work. Like basketball. Like, obviously, you have your practice and you have your games that are set. Like, I have certain days I have to upload and stuff like that. But it really comes down to how much work you put in, and I think that's why my channel's where it's at. It's not because I'm like the funniest dude in the world. It's because I work harder than almost any YouTuber that I've ever met. Like when people come out and collab with me, they're like, "Damn, like you guys really go crazy." Like we'll wake up at 6 a.m, we'll shoot all day, we'll have dinner, and then I'll edit the video that night and get it out. And, it's a constant grind. It's a constant struggle. Coming up with ideas is always hard. And a lot of times they don't work out. I think like the first 15 videos I filmed this year, I only ended up releasing 2 of them.
Wow.
So a lot of it's just like constant
Just
failure.
on the cutting floor, like it's not good enough.
I'm like, damn, I can't upload this. Like it's not good. Like I'm very picky. Like most YouTubers just upload whatever.
Just content.
But I think it's about like, it's not necessarily what you upload all the time. A lot of times it's about what you don't upload, because it only takes, one video for people to lose interest if it's not up to par. So I have really high standards, and, just constantly trying to push the boundaries and make the best content that I can.
That's interesting. Do you set some kind of goal for yourself? Because we're talking about how there's no schedule of like, I want to get out this many videos this month.
Yeah.
Or is it really just, let's try ideas. If I think it's worthy, it'll get pushed out.
I try my best to do like one banger video every Sunday. So like one really good video, a week, which it depends. Sometimes I'll go like, 3 or 4 months in a row with hitting every single Sunday. And then sometimes, like I was telling you at the beginning of this year, I just had constant failure. There was like maybe a month or 2 where I didn't even upload because I was like, I just don't have anything that's good enough right now.
I think that's the way to do it, though. I think your mentality is spot on, of like quality over quantity.
Yeah.
I think that relates to anything.
Yeah, I think the point you make about it, it just takes one 5-minute boring stretch to lose a viewer, and then all of a sudden it's like,
and it just trickles down from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like when we put out a shitty podcast.
I mean, you were telling us that was one of the things when we were talking before of like, for example, that day, it's so fragile, that time period of like, you got to get that content out.
You have
and
to.
You were saying you were just editing like basically all through the night just to make sure the video was ready.
For the Klay video, we did, we watched the first half of the Boston Celtics Warriors game at a Boston bar. Then we watched the second half in the hotel, and I started editing. I think I edited from like 8 at night till 1 in the morning. I had one of my camera guys take a shift from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. The other guy then woke up from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., and then I woke up at 7 a.m. and took over until like, I think it was 1 or 2. By the time we finally finished the edit, we had a flight at 4. Barely got the video out in the nick of time. And, like we were talking about before, it's like so crucial, like that window, like you really got to ride off that wave of this is hot right now. I need to upload it. Like it's going to just go massively viral. And every minute that we wait, it's going to, it's going to lose that firepower.
Yeah. And you've totally scaled your business and what you're doing, obviously, since when you started. What was the decision making around like, all right, I'm going to go all in on this. I'm going to start hiring people so we can get more content faster, all that sort of stuff.
So actually, I got the idea. Every year, YouTube has like a convention where they fly out like their top 100 YouTubers of their choice. So not necessarily people that have the most views, the most subscribers. They'll just hand pick like their favorite 100 creators and fly everybody out to a hotel in New York, rent out the entire hotel, and it's just like a summit for like their top creators. So I got invited out to that for the first time. I think it was in 2017. So I'd been doing YouTube for 5 years at that point. And they have a bunch of different speakers. Like they had Will Smith come and talk to us. They had just like we would have one-on-one conversations with Susan Wojcicki, who's the CEO of YouTube. But they had a speaker. You guys ever heard of Smosh? Smosh. No. They're I think I'm saying it right. They're like an OG YouTube channel. Like I think they have like 10 or 15 million subs. But they're from like right when YouTube came out. They were one of the very biggest creators. Is it?
Yep.
Okay. So they were one of the speakers. And they were talking about having employees, because up to that point, I had never even had the idea.
You were just doing everything on your own.
Yep,
Filming,
I had
editing.
My friend that also did YouTube that lived by me, and we would just take turns filming for each other. So we'd go on trips and stuff, and he would have half the day to film. I'd have half the day to film. We'd switch, and then I would do all my own editing, everything. I never thought of like, oh, I'll outsource for this, because I didn't think anyone could do it like how I wanted them to.
Right. Yeah.
How big was the channel at this point when you're just doing it on your own?
I think I didn't have an employee until I had over 2 million subs.
To get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to get to that point on your own.
Yeah, and so Smosh was like, you know, they were just speaking about how they ran their business, and they're like, you know, because most YouTubers don't have employees, and they're like, hire employee. They're like, let go. Like, someone can edit exactly how you can edit. You just got to let go of it. They're like, it'll make you be able to create so much more content if you don't spend so much time editing. And they were talking about like setting a schedule and not working weekends and taking time off, because, you know, so many of the top YouTubers is just like go, like they never take a break. So I took all of that to heart and I tried it, and it worked great. So like I actually work like a normal schedule. Like I work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. I take off the weekends, and I took their advice about hiring someone. So I hired my first employee, and you know, it was rocky at first because I had no experience like being a boss or anything like that. But you know, it's just a learning process, and I realized that it helped me create so much more. So then I hired another employee and another one, and now like I run a full media company. I think we have like 9 full-time employees and like 7 or 8 part-time.
Insane. Well, you were always a boss. You just hadn't been a boss.
What when you say media company? So obviously you're big in the YouTube space. Are you guys doing other things outside? Are you trying to just continue to spread out?
It's mostly YouTube, but it's different genres and stuff. So like I own, like, obviously I have my channel, and then I have just like some other channels like in the prank genre. I have like a college based channel called like The Daily Dropout, which is like, it's like college culture, but we do, you know, skits, pranks, challenges. I own some like animal channels, which is pretty funny. Like I have like a dog channel called Life with Labradors. It started off because I had a vlog channel too, and I have 4 Labradors, and people love them so much, so I created them their own channel. And then it grew into this whole thing where we feature all these other dogs. And like I have a pet e-commerce store attached to it where we sell like treats and collars and like leashes and stuff.
Dude, unbelievable.
Can we go back to, so we grew up in the same town.
Yeah,
Olathe.
which is
Olathe,
crazy.
Kansas.
Just
went to rival high schools.
small world.
Played each other in basketball in high
Yep.
school. When you're making videos in like middle school, high school.
I was, yeah.
So at what point was it like, I think I can do this for a job?
Well, I was always kind of known as the like video guy. I would just film like funny videos on my phone and like upload them to Facebook, and you know, used to just get like in a ton of trouble. Like I remember, I think it was in 8th grade, like we had this gorilla suit, and we'd always just like go fuck with people in a gorilla suit. And there was one time where we charged people, because my friend lived on a golf course. We hopped the fence. We charged these dudes that were on the green putting in a gorilla costume, hopped in their golf cart, and took off with their golf cart and clubs. And they tried to charge us with GTA because it was a motorized vehicle.
Oh my god.
And you're how old?
14.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So we have all of that. Like I have so many old videos that aren't even on YouTube. So like, you know, me and my group of friends were known as like every weekend we'd meet up and we'd just go like mess around filming just like funny videos, and we'd upload them. I would print them off on DVDs and hand them out at school and stuff, like make like movie covers and stuff.
And this is right at the birth of YouTube,
The
right?
birth of YouTube. I was inspired. I saw Jackass when I was like in 5th grade and asked for a video camera for Christmas that year. So I was kind of inspired by that.
I'm gonna make my own Jackass content.
Exactly. So I'd make like Jackass Junior movies and stuff like that. So then, you know, I was always like doing videos, but also I was always, you know, focused on basketball, even though I averaged 2 points a game. Shout out Max Preps. But you know, so I was really into sports, so it was just something that I did for fun over the years. And after I graduated high school, you know, I had some offers to play just like at community colleges and stuff. And I was like, I just don't really, you know, want to do that, just because I'm like, I would rather start pursuing whatever I'm going to do like with my life. And I'd read an article about this channel called Prank vs. Prank, and they were making like 6 figures at the time on YouTube, which back then, you know, that's huge to make that off the internet. That was unheard of. I didn't know that it existed. And I was like watching the videos, like I could do this. And so I was like, I'm going to start up a channel, and I did.
So somebody who's been in the content creation game for a minute now, in early stages of YouTube. What do you think of like this kind of like new wave of content, whether it be TikTok, whether it be like these new YouTubers or whatever that are like uber famous and have these crazy followings just off of like dance videos or like, you know, whatever, like crazy stuff that I honestly can't even like wrap my mind around, to be honest with you.
I mean, everything's moving towards short form content, it seems. So, I mean, first of all, you have to respect it. Like, I can be a hater all I want, and I definitely do hate on it because I'm like, you know, I'm making like these 10, 20-minute like crazy videos where, you know, I'm spending weeks on them and putting out like what I think is good content. And then there's, like you said, people just fucking dancing for 6 seconds and then like getting 100 million views. I'm like, what? But, you know, it is what it is. It's always going to evolve. It's always going to change. You know, I've been doing YouTube over the course of the last 10 years, and it's, you know, you have to find ways to grow and to, you know, accept the new trends and the new styles of content and find ways to use it to your advantage, which with short content I haven't really done. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but, you know, you just got to respect it. And I don't know. It's hard to not just like roast it. But
I feel you on that for sure.
Do you have memories of some videos? Because you do some stuff that's like pretty wild. You know, like we were talking about some of the stuff you have planned here, which sounds we won't give any spoilers away, but
appreciate it.
You know, there's like more subtle stuff, like you're in the library and the crazy ringtone goes off.
Right.
But then you're also doing like going to a bank with a mask on. Like, you know, there's
quite the contrast.
There's a wide spectrum. So do you have memories of like being in a moment and being like, this was a bad idea? Like, do you ever bail on an idea? Or are you just like,
well, if you're thinking this is a bad idea, it's probably too late.
Right.
But
you're in the
very rarely. There's been a few where I've had to learn the hard way, like the ski mask one where we rented out a cargo van. We had 6 of us with ski masks on, and we were just driving around asking people like where the nearest bank is, you know, just because like we
Totally harmless.
we had just gotten
like
know,
actually though that is like it is harmless.
We just got our YouTube checks. We were just trying to cash them, you know. That's all it was. But someone called the police and we got pulled over by like 4 or 5 cop cars, and there was probably 10 cops that got out, and they're all holding us at gunpoint. Like there was 10 guns pointed. They had their handguns. I think they had some AR-15s. They had some. we were completely surrounded, and we had to. They're on the intercom, and they're like, "Put your hands up." Or what I had to do because I was driving. They're like, "Put the car in park. Take the keys. Throw the keys out the window." And then they assigned us by where we were sitting in the car, and we had to walk out backwards one by one with our hands over our head and get handcuffed. And then once they arrested all of us, we explained to them what we were doing, you know, just trying to make a deposit, and they let us go because we didn't break any laws. It's kind of like the Klay Thompson thing. Like,
right.
We didn't break any laws. We were just
you're towing it. You're just towing the line.
You do a great job of towing that line.
Yeah.
You really do. And you always know where that line is, I'm sure. So
for the
like,
most part. I
Well-
try. Sometimes I learned the hard way.
That story makes it feel like you didn't know where the line
Yeah.
was.
No, but still, I mean, I guess something really bad could have happened. But
Yes.
with that being said, like they have no grounds to arrest you or like
Right.
have any sort of legal repercussion.
And the irony of that is that's just creating better content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of a dangerous path to go, obviously, but that makes for a great story and a great video. So
Exactly.
it's like
And it's
towing
not.
that
It's one of
line.
those things where we didn't think that it would, you know, go that far.
Get to
Like
that
we didn't
point.
think we'd get pulled over at gunpoint. But I mean, at the end of the day, like we also probably didn't think too hard about it.
Yeah. So you're now at the point where, and you've been at this point for a while, but you're able to do a lot of giving back. You just did the Jordan.
Yeah, I
This
love-
week the
love
Jordan
to do
video
that
came
stuff.
out. Bought 100 Jordans. You're handing them out to people.
Uh-huh.
Where does that rank? Do you have like a most rewarding video that you've made?
Yeah, actually, there was during the pandemic, we were trying to do a lot of stuff at the house, and obviously because, you know, we couldn't go out into public, and, you know, everyone had masks on, so we were doing a lot of like pranking like delivery driver type stuff. And this is actually a super cool story. So there was we were tipping delivery drivers $1,000, and there was one woman where I gave her the tip, and she just broke down into tears, started crying, talking about how she had only been like doing Uber Eats for 3 days. She had just lost her child. She had a failed pregnancy or delivery.
Wow.
And so she lost her child and she lost her job. And she had all these health issues and she had medical bills piling up. Like, she almost died in the process. So she was just super emotional, and she just broke down, and I didn't get any of her information, but after everything happened, because it's a lot to like hear all that and process it.
Sure,
and
yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
so you know, I just gave her a hug, I think, and you know, she left, and I was like, wow, like we should do more for this lady. So I set up a GoFundMe, not knowing who she was or anything. I was like, I just know we'll be able to find her. So up to this point, we had raised her $70,000 on the GoFundMe. We ended up finding her by like an absolute miracle. Some random dude with 1 follower on Twitter and no profile picture messaged me saying that he knew her. I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah,
You're
right.
just trying to like,
Yeah, I
trying
know
to
her.
take
Send
away
the money to this
GoFundMe.
account.
Yeah, in crypto, please.
Yeah, right.
But basically, long story short, put me in touch with her. We got all the money to her. She was able to pay off all her medical bills, not work for an entire year, and recover her health. And she was doing, I think, I'm not sure what it's called, but when you in vitro fertilization,
Yeah.
where basically, you know, where it's expensive. It's like $10,000 a pop to try to basically get pregnant, you know, if you don't have a partner. So she was able to pay for another round of that and have a healthy baby.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And I went over to her apartment, and me and my wife had a baby almost at the same time. And so we went over to her apartment, had lunch. Our kids played
Little
together.
play date.
Like,
That's
so
insane.
everything that, like, that was just like a complete miracle, and like one of the coolest things that's ever happened just through like making videos. Like, all that happened, like, this is straight up like a miracle of God, I felt like.
Man, that's
So
beautiful.
that was cool.
Dude, that's an incredible story. I feel like we should end on that one.
I don't
That's a
have
good, happy
yeah.
note to
I
end
mean, I
on.
don't
just
have a lot else to
fantastic.
say.
we covered a lot. We went from sneaking in the Chase Center to just changing lives. Just another day in the life of Big
Yeah,
Doss
oh my
TV.
God.
Makes
Thanks so
sense.
much for coming, man.
course,
Appreciate
man.
it. Hope you enjoy Miami.
Thanks for having me.
Have some fun on South Beach.
It's hard not to.
I'm looking forward to the content that
Yeah,
comes out.
it'll be fun.
It'll be good stuff. But yeah, man, thanks for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.